you talking about?
Wait a minute, let's talk about this. Wait a minute, let's just talk about it.
Wait a minute, let's just talk about it.
What the fuck you
Wait a
mean?
minute,
He shipped your uterus. What you mean he shipped your uterus? The fuck is you doing? Huh? You fucking playing with me? You think I'm a fucking joke?
No, I don't, but I
shipped your uterus?
Social media is on fire right now. Everyone's talking about one thing. Did Yandy Smith finally decide to divorce Mendeecees? And if that's true, is Tamar Braxton's recent court scandal the real reason behind it? The internet practically exploded after reports surfaced claiming that Tamar and Mendeecees have been tangled in a serious legal dispute. And right in the middle of that storm, Yandy allegedly made the heartbreaking decision to end her marriage. Fans are in shock. Tabloids are flooded with headlines, and no one seems to know where the truth really lies. Was Yandy pushed to her breaking point, or did Tamar's allegations completely destroy Mendeecees' reputation? And the biggest question of all, is this just another publicity stunt? Or are we witnessing a real-life heartbreak that feels even more raw than reality TV itself? The entire industry seems divided. Tamar's supporters and Yandy's loyal fans are clashing on social media, each defending their favorite with fiery passion. And since neither Tamar nor Yandy has given an official statement, the mystery just keeps getting deeper. Everyone's asking the same thing. Is this the end of one of reality TV's most talked about couples, or just the beginning of an even bigger scandal waiting to explode? The atmosphere around the love and hip-hop circle has shifted completely. What once seemed like a tight-knit community of stars and power couples has now turned into a battleground of accusations, heartbreak, and betrayal. At the center of it all stands Yandy Smith, a woman who for years was seen as the pillar of strength and loyalty beside Mendeecees Harris. But now, her name is making headlines for a completely different reason. Reports claim that she has filed for divorce, following the shocking court scandal between her husband and Tamar Braxton. It all started when rumors began to circulate that Tamar had taken legal action against Mendeecees, accusing him of inappropriate behavior during what was supposed to be a professional meeting. Fans were stunned. Mendeecees has always portrayed himself as a family man, someone dedicated to his wife and children, trying to move past his troubled past. So when Tamar's name entered the mix, it created a storm that no one was prepared for. According to those close to Tamar, she was shaken and emotional, allegedly telling friends that the encounter with Mendeecees left her feeling disrespected and violated. Yet, as always, the truth seemed buried under layers of conflicting reports, half-truths, and online speculation. When the story broke, Yandy was said to be at home in Atlanta, preparing for a brand event she was hosting. She reportedly found out through a friend who saw the news circulating online before Yandy herself could even grasp what was happening. One insider described the scene as chaotic, saying Yandy was in disbelief, pacing back and forth as her phone kept buzzing with notifications. She refused to respond at first, hoping it was just another internet rumor that would die down. But as more outlets picked up the story and legal documents were mentioned in the reports, the situation became impossible to ignore. Friends of Yandy say she tried to reach Mendeecees immediately, but he didn't answer. It was hours before he finally returned her call, and by then, the damage had already been done. The conversation between them, according to one person close to the couple, was full of tension and tears. Yandy allegedly demanded answers, asking, "What did you do, Mendeecees? What did you say to her?" But Mendeecees denied everything, insisting that the reports were exaggerated and that Tamar was twisting the story. Still, Yandy wasn't convinced. She knew that once a scandal of this size took over the internet, the truth often got lost in the noise. The entertainment world wasted no time reacting. Fans flooded social media with divided opinions. Some stood by Tamar, calling her brave for speaking up, while others defended Mendeecees, claiming the entire thing was just another media setup meant to destroy Black families in entertainment. Hashtags began trending. Yaku stand with Tamar, Yaku team Yandy, and even protect Mendeecees, showing how polarizing the situation had become. Celebrities also started chiming in, with some of Tamar's closest friends reportedly urging her to stay strong, while others warned her that going public with such claims could make things worse. Meanwhile, Yandy faced an impossible emotional battle. She had stood by Mendeecees through prison time, financial struggles, and public controversies. She had built her brand and her image around loyalty, partnership, and resilience. But now, she was being forced to question everything she believed about her marriage. Insiders claimed that for days she barely slept, replaying old conversations in her mind, searching for signs she might have missed. Had there been tension between Mendeecees and Tamar before this? Had something happened on set or during an event that she hadn't noticed? Every unanswered question was like a new wound. Mendeecees, on his part, tried to manage the situation quietly. He made a few vague social media posts, talking about truth coming to light and staying grounded in faith, which only fueled speculation. Fans began dissecting every word, trying to figure out if he was admitting guilt or simply defending himself. Tamar, on the other hand, remained mostly silent, except for a few cryptic posts that hinted at emotional pain and disappointment. One of her tweets read, "Some people you trust will turn your peace into your trauma," which sent her followers into a frenzy of guessing who she was referring to. The tension reached a breaking point when leaked court details began circulating online. Although no official confirmation was made, blogs claimed that Tamar had indeed filed a legal complaint citing unwanted advances and distressing interaction with Mendeecees. While no physical evidence was shown, the very mention of court involvement was enough to destroy any hope of privacy. Once the legal angle was introduced, Yandy's decision became clear. She couldn't protect Mendeecees from this one, not when it was playing out so publicly. People close to the couple revealed that Yandy confronted Mendeecees in an emotional confrontation at their home. She reportedly asked him point blank, "If I stand by you now and it turns out you're lying, what happens to me? What happens to everything we've built?" Mendeecees tried to assure her that he was innocent, that the truth would come out, but Yandy had heard enough. Those around her said she looked broken, like someone who had lost not just her husband, but her sense of trust in the person she thought she knew best. By the end of that week, multiple outlets began reporting that Yandy had contacted her legal team to discuss filing for divorce. While her representatives didn't confirm it right away, insiders close to her said the decision wasn't impulsive. It was years in the making. She had held the marriage together for so long, through countless tests, but this one felt different. This wasn't just about rumors. This was about public humiliation, about feeling betrayed on a level she couldn't come back from. The scandal only grew larger as the days passed. News shows, gossip blogs, and entertainment reporters couldn't stop talking about it. Some painted Yandy as the strong woman finally walking away from a toxic cycle, while others accused her of abandoning her husband too soon. But behind the headlines, those who truly knew her said she was just tired. Tired of being the one to fix everything. Tired of pretending the public opinion didn't hurt, and tired of trying to keep her family together while the world watched it crumble. In the middle of all the noise, Tamar remained strangely quiet, focusing instead on promoting her new projects. Some took her silence as a sign of guilt, while others said it showed maturity, that she refused to feed into drama. Still, the damage was done. The relationship between all three, Tamar, Mendeecees, and Yandy, had become one of the most talked about topics in entertainment, and no one knew how it would end. What once seemed like separate lives had collided into a single messy scandal that was now impossible to ignore. As the weeks went on, the fallout from the scandal only deepened. Every day brought new rumors, new reactions, and fresh emotional wounds. The internet had turned into a battlefield of opinions where everyone felt entitled to pick a side. Tamar's fans were fiercely defending her, posting clips of her past interviews about betrayal and heartbreak, claiming they had always seen her as someone who stood up for herself. On the other hand, some followers of Yandy and Mendeecees refused to believe he could do something like this, calling the entire situation media manipulation. But regardless of what people believed, the tension between the three of them was undeniable, and behind closed doors, things were far worse than anyone imagined, according to insiders. Mendeecees was becoming increasingly desperate to control the narrative. He started reaching out to mutual friends, trying to get them to vouch for his character and defend him publicly. Some did, insisting that he was misunderstood, and that Tamar's claims didn't align with the man they knew. But others stayed silent, not wanting to get caught in the middle of a legal and emotional storm. One source close to the situation revealed that Mendeecees even attempted to contact Tamar directly, hoping to clear the air, but she refused to speak to him without her attorney present. That decision, while understandable, only fueled speculation that there was more to the story than anyone was letting on. Yandy, meanwhile, had retreated from public life. For a woman known for her confidence and control, her sudden silence spoke volumes. She stopped posting family photos, canceled her upcoming public appearances, and avoided all interviews. Those who saw her said she looked distant, her usual warmth replaced with a quiet sadness. One friend claimed that Yandy was mourning her marriage, treating it like a loss that she could still feel but no longer recognize. She had spent years defending Mendeecees, standing up for him when others doubted his loyalty, but now that same loyalty felt like a heavy burden. The tension reached another peak when Tamar appeared at a charity event and was asked, On camera if she had spoken to Yandy since the news broke. She paused, took a deep breath, and simply said, "I pray for her." The crowd was silent for a moment, unsure what to make of that response. Was it sympathy? A subtle message? Or just exhaustion from all the public scrutiny? Regardless, her words reignited the debate online. Fans interpreted it as a sign that Tamar had tried to keep things peaceful but had been pushed too far. Around that same time, another shocking detail began circulating on social media: alleged messages between Mendeecees and Tamar from months earlier. While their authenticity was never confirmed, the content was explosive. They hinted at conversations that seemed friendly at first, but grew more personal over time, with compliments and late-night check-ins that many felt crossed boundaries for a married man. Some believed the messages were fake, possibly created to stir drama, but others insisted they were real and showed the start of a connection that later spiraled out of control. Regardless of their truth, the leaked messages damaged Mendeecees' reputation even further, making it nearly impossible for him to recover in the public eye. Yandy's friends reportedly urged her to stay strong and focus on her children, reminding her that she didn't owe anyone an explanation. But Yandy, ever the perfectionist, couldn't stand the idea of being painted as the broken wife. She wanted control back, not over Mendeecees, not even over the narrative, but over her own life. So she quietly began working with her legal team, exploring options for divorce while also preparing a public statement. Insiders said she didn't want a messy separation or any public fights. She just wanted peace. Yet even as she tried to move forward, the media refused to let her. Paparazzi followed her everywhere, capturing photos of her leaving her lawyer's office, which immediately went viral under headlines like "Yandy finally done" and "Divorce papers in motion." For Mendeecees, the reality of his situation was starting to sink in. He had gone from being seen as one of the most respected men in the love and hip-hop circle to being the subject of endless scandal. His friends described him as withdrawn and angry, not just at Tamar or Yandy, but at himself. He knew that no matter what the truth was, perception had already become reality. He began avoiding events, declining interviews, and staying out of sight. Still, rumors kept coming, that he was trying to fix things with Yandy, that he planned to hold a press conference, that he was seeking counseling. None of these were confirmed, but each one added another layer to the drama. Then came one of the most emotional moments of the entire ordeal. Yandy and Mendeecees were reportedly seen meeting at a private restaurant, away from the cameras, to discuss the future of their relationship. According to a witness, the meeting was tense from the start. Yandy arrived first, looking composed but guarded, while Mendeecees seemed nervous, checking his phone repeatedly before she showed up. When they finally sat down, the air between them was thick with unspoken words. The witness described Yandy as calm yet distant, while Mendeecees appeared remorseful but defensive. "You don't know how this feels," Yandy allegedly said quietly. "To have everyone talking about your husband and another woman, while I have to keep pretending like I'm okay." Mendeecees reportedly tried to explain, saying he was set up and taken out of context, but Yandy wasn't buying it. The conversation reportedly ended without resolution. Yandy left first, tears in her eyes but her head held high, while Mendeecees stayed behind, staring at the empty seat in front of him. Those who know them said it was the moment he realized he had truly lost her. Social media picked up the story quickly, with fans flooding the comments section of their old couple photos, writing things like, "We were rooting for you," and "This is heartbreaking." Even celebrities who usually stayed out of drama began weighing in. Some called it a lesson in boundaries, while others said it showed how fame could destroy even the strongest relationships. Meanwhile, Tamar seemed to have found her strength again. She began appearing more in public, looking confident and collected, though she still avoided any direct mention of the scandal. She spoke vaguely about healing and moving forward with grace, which many interpreted as subtle references to what had happened. Fans admired her composure, but critics argued that her silence only added to the mystery. Had she forgiven Mendeecees? Had she spoken to Yandy privately? No one knew, but everyone wanted answers. As the story unfolded, one thing became clear. This wasn't just another celebrity rumor. It had become a reflection of real human emotions: betrayal, pain, and the struggle to move on when the world refuses to let you. Yandy, Mendeecees, and Tamar had all become symbols in a story that blurred the line between personal and public, truth and perception. And while the headlines would eventually fade, the scars left behind by this scandal would linger far longer than anyone expected. As the public attention continued to spiral, the story took yet another shocking turn. Yandy, who had been quiet for weeks, suddenly broke her silence with a deeply emotional Instagram live. It started off calm. She thanked her followers for respecting her space, for giving her time to process. But as the minutes went by, her composure cracked. She spoke about betrayal, about loyalty, and about the pain of realizing that the person you once defended might have been living a different life behind closed doors. "I gave my everything," she said softly, tears visible in her eyes. "I believed in love. I believed in him, but sometimes belief isn't enough." The live went viral almost instantly. Thousands tuned in, leaving comments like, "Stay strong," "Yandy," and "You deserve better." Yet beneath the supportive messages were others digging deeper, asking for details, pushing for clarity about what had really happened with Tamar and Mendeecees. Not long after, Tamar herself posted something that added even more fuel to the fire. A cryptic tweet that simply read, "Truth always exposes itself." Fans were divided on who it was aimed at. Some believed it was directed toward Mendeecees, suggesting she was done protecting him. Others thought it was meant for Yandy, implying there were hidden layers no one knew about. Either way, the tweet spread like wildfire, reigniting old debates. Talk shows picked it up, blogs dissected every word, and commentators speculated that Tamar might be preparing to speak publicly about her court battle and everything leading up to it. Behind the scenes, sources close to the situation claimed that Tamar's legal team was finalizing a detailed case. She reportedly felt humiliated and wanted accountability, not just for herself, but to set a precedent. One insider revealed that Tamar had received messages of support from other women in the industry, some privately admitting that they had faced similar experiences but had been too afraid to come forward. The support strengthened her resolve, even as critics accused her of exaggeration. "They can call it whatever they want," Tamar allegedly told a friend. "I know my truth, and I'm not backing down." Meanwhile, Mendeecees was struggling to rebuild his image. His management team reportedly advised him to issue a statement, but every draft they came up with seemed to make things worse. If he apologized, it would look like an admission of guilt. If he denied everything, it could make him appear insensitive. Stuck between both extremes, he chose silence, a decision that, ironically, made things even more difficult. Fans interpreted his silence as guilt, while others saw it as proof of maturity. Either way, the lack of communication only deepened the mystery. Then came the breaking point. Court documents began circulating online, showing that Yandy had officially filed for divorce. Although neither she nor Mendeecees confirmed it publicly, the paperwork appeared legitimate. A formal petition citing irreconcilable differences and emotional distress. Fans who had followed their love story for years were heartbroken. "We watched them fight for each other through everything," one commenter wrote. "And now it ends like this?" The internet was flooded with clips of their past reality TV moments, from happy family scenes to tense arguments, as if fans were collectively mourning a relationship they had all invested in. Inside her circle, Yandy was described as determined but deeply hurt. She was reportedly focusing on her children, trying to maintain stability while her world fell apart. A close friend said she had moments where she broke down completely, not because she missed Mendeecees, but because she couldn't believe how public and messy things had become. "She's a strong woman," the friend said, "but she's also human. She didn't deserve to have her heartbreak turned into a headline." Despite everything, Yandy maintained grace. She continued to handle her business quietly, signing brand deals, showing up to events, and avoiding drama as much as possible. Mendeecees, however, wasn't handling things the same way. People around him said he was frustrated, even angry at how fast everything fell apart. He allegedly blamed the media for twisting the story, saying he was set up for failure. One night, according to an insider, he was overheard saying, "They made me a villain before I even got a chance to explain." Still, there were whispers that he had made multiple attempts to reach out to both Tamar and Yandy privately. Those attempts, sources claimed, were either ignored or politely declined. Around this time, Tamar was seen arriving at court for what many believed was the start of her legal battle. Photographers captured her walking confidently, dressed in all white, her face calm but unreadable. It was one of the most widely shared images of the month, a symbol of strength in the face of chaos. After the hearing, her team released a brief statement emphasizing that she was committed to letting the truth be handled in the proper setting. Still, she didn't address any of the emotional or personal aspects, leaving fans hungry for answers. The drama didn't stop there. Someone from Mendeecees' past, an ex-associate, came forward claiming to have seen messages between him and Tamar long before things turned sour. According to this person, their relationship wasn't purely professional, and there had been flirtation on both sides. This revelation threw everything into confusion. If that was true, it meant there was a deeper history between them, one that blurred the lines between friendship and something more. But Tamar's camp quickly dismissed the story as a distraction tactic, insisting that the focus should remain on her experience and the court proceedings. Meanwhile, Yandy's life began to take a subtle turn toward healing. After weeks of silence, she posted a short message on social media that read, "Sometimes endings are blessings in disguise." It was her first public acknowledgement of the divorce, and it resonated with thousands of fans who flooded her comments with love and support. She even appeared at a women's empowerment event a few days later, where she spoke about finding peace through chaos. "We don't get to choose every chapter," she said on stage, "but we do get to decide how we turn the page." The crowd erupted in applause, many seeing it as her way of reclaiming her power after months of public pain. But just as things seemed to calm down, a new controversy emerged. Leaked security footage from a hotel, allegedly connected to the night of the original incident, surfaced online. While the clip was blurry and unclear, it appeared to show Tamar leaving a room in distress, followed moments later by Mendeecees looking agitated. The video spread across platforms within hours, reigniting all the old questions. Was this the proof Tamar needed? Or was it another misunderstanding blown out of proportion? Both camps refused to comment, and the video's authenticity couldn't be verified. But by then, the damage was done. Social media exploded once again, and hashtags like Dire Justice for Tamar and Pray for Yandy started trending simultaneously. Fans were emotionally invested, debating, speculating, and creating theories about what really happened that night. It was no longer just a celebrity scandal. It had become a full-blown cultural discussion about accountability, relationships, and power dynamics. Even mainstream news outlets began covering the story, with legal analysts weighing in on what Tamar's case could mean for similar situations in the future. Through it all, one thing was clear: no one involved would ever be the same again. Yandy had to rebuild her life from scratch. Tamar was still in the middle of a public storm, and Mendeecees was facing the harsh reality of a reputation that might never recover. What had started as a private situation between three people had turned into one of the most talked-about sagas in entertainment, a story of love, betrayal, and survival under the blinding spotlight of fame. In the weeks that followed, the scandal continued to evolve in ways no one could have predicted. Even though everyone involved seemed exhausted by the chaos, new developments kept surfacing, each one dragging the story back into the headlines. Insiders close to Tamar said she was beginning to regret ever trusting Mendeecees in the first place. What had started as a working relationship meant to boost her upcoming project had spiraled into something that felt completely out of control. She reportedly told a friend that she never wanted this much noise, and that her only goal now was closure. Still, the attention didn't fade. Every move she made was scrutinized, every social media post dissected for hidden meaning. Yandy, meanwhile, was facing her own set of challenges. She had filed for divorce quietly, hoping to protect her children from the spectacle. But that hope seemed impossible now. Tabloids were running headlines about her broken marriage, and even old Love and Hip Hop castmates were being asked to comment. Some defended her fiercely, while others couldn't resist adding fuel to the gossip. One former co-star said, "Yandy has always been about her family. If she's walking away, it means she's been pushed too far." That statement resonated with fans who had watched her endure years of ups and downs publicly. Mendeecees, on the other hand, had grown increasingly defensive. After weeks of silence, he finally agreed to sit down for an exclusive interview. It was supposed to be his chance to tell his side, to clear his name, but things didn't go as planned. When asked about his alleged connection to Tamar, he stumbled. His tone shifted between frustration and denial, insisting that everything was blown out of proportion. He claimed that what happened between him and Tamar was strictly professional, and that any rumors beyond that were people trying to create drama, where there wasn't any. Yet, as the interview aired, viewers noticed his body language, the nervous gestures, the pauses, the moments he avoided eye contact and immediately began drawing their own conclusions. Social media went wild again. Clips from the interview trended for days, with fans debating whether he was being truthful or simply trying to control the narrative. Some said he sounded remorseful. Others accused him of gaslighting the situation. It became impossible to tell what was real anymore. And maybe that's what made the whole saga even more addictive for audiences. Meanwhile, Tamar decided to address the public directly for the first time since the case began. She appeared on a talk show, looking composed yet visibly emotional. She spoke carefully, avoiding specifics, but making it clear that she had felt disrespected, manipulated, and betrayed. "I'm not here to bash anyone," she said softly. "I'm here to reclaim my peace. For too long, I let things slide because I didn't want to be seen as difficult. But sometimes silence just protects the wrong people." Her words hit hard. The audience applauded, and fans online hailed her for speaking up. The clip gained millions of views within hours. As Tamar's words echoed across the internet, Yandy's divorce proceedings continued quietly in the background. Documents showed she had requested sole custody of the children and cited emotional strain as one of the reasons for ending the marriage. According to someone close to her, Yandy wasn't angry anymore. She was simply tired. "She's not focused on revenge or blame," the source said. "She just wants peace. She's done fighting." Yet peace seemed hard to come by. Every time she tried to move forward, another rumor would surface linking Mendeecees back to Tamar or to some other controversy. By this point, fans began to take sides more aggressively. Some stood firmly behind Tamar, calling her brave for taking a stand. Others sided with Yandy, saying she was the true victim in all this. A woman who had loved deeply and lost everything because of someone else's mistakes. A smaller group defended Mendeecees, arguing that the media was twisting the truth to destroy a black man's reputation. The debates grew intense, sometimes turning toxic, with entire social media threads dedicated to analyzing body language, dissecting interviews, and speculating about secret messages hidden in song lyrics and captions. Behind closed doors, the emotional toll was heavy on all three of them. Tamar's friends described her as strong but exhausted. She was said to be journaling daily, trying to process everything that had happened. Yandy, in contrast, had thrown herself into work and motherhood, avoiding public appearances unless necessary. And Mendeecees? He was reportedly isolating himself, relying on a few close friends while staying off social media completely. According to one insider, he's angry at everyone. At Tamar for speaking out, at Yandy for leaving, at the media for making him a villain. But deep down, I think he knows he created this mess. Then came another unexpected twist. A leaked voice recording allegedly between Tamar and a close confidant. In it, she was heard talking about a moment of confrontation with Mendeecees that left her shaken. Though the audio quality was poor, her tone sounded distressed. The clip circulated rapidly online, with many believing it to be evidence that something serious had happened between them. Tamar's legal team refused to confirm or deny the authenticity, urging the public to respect the ongoing process. Still, the recording reignited interest in the court case, and speculation reached new heights. Yandy was dragged back into the headlines once again. Paparazzi followed her everywhere, hoping for a comment or reaction, but she remained silent. One viral video even showed her politely declining to answer a question at a charity event, saying only, "I'm focusing on the positive right now." That moment, simple as it was, reminded people why she was so respected. Her ability to carry herself with dignity, even when her personal life was being torn apart. Just when it seemed like the story might finally fade, Tamar posted a long note on social media. It wasn't angry or defensive. Instead, it was reflective. She wrote about learning to let go, about realizing that closure doesn't always come in the form of justice or apology. "Sometimes peace means walking away from what broke you," she wrote. The post went viral, resonating deeply with fans and celebrities alike. Even those who had once doubted her began to see her side differently. But even as the public sentiment began to shift, new whispers started to circulate. Whispers that Mendeecees was preparing a countersuit, claiming defamation and emotional damage. If true, it meant the battle was far from over. Lawyers were reportedly in discussion, and court insiders hinted that things could drag on for months, if not longer. Still, the emotional impact had already been done. Lives had been changed, reputations damaged, and trust destroyed. Through it all, one thing became painfully clear. Fame magnified everything. What might have been a private conflict between three people had turned into a national obsession. The lines between truth and speculation blurred beyond recognition. Yet deep down, fans couldn't look away. Every twist felt like a new episode in a reality series they couldn't stop watching. And as Tamar, Yandy, and Mendeecees each tried to move forward in their own way, one question lingered in everyone's mind. Was there ever a chance for redemption, or had the damage already gone too far? And that brings us to the end of this unbelievable chapter, or at least the latest one, in what's become one of the most talked about scandals of the year. From courtroom drama to emotional breakdowns, from social media statements to viral interviews, the entire situation between Tamar Braxton, Yandy Smith, and Mendeecees has left everyone stunned. Fans are divided, emotions are still raw, and the internet just can't seem to look away. But the big question now is, where do they all go from here? Will Yandy truly finalize her divorce and move on for good? Will Tamar's decision to speak out finally bring her the peace she's been searching for? And what about Mendeecees? Will he manage to rebuild his image after everything that's come to light? Or is his reputation damaged beyond repair? Only time will tell, and as always, we'll be here keeping an eye on every update. One thing's for sure though, this story has reminded everyone just how unpredictable the world of celebrity life can be. Relationships built in front of cameras often crumble under that same spotlight. And while fans crave the drama, those living it are left picking up the pieces once the headlines fade. Now we want to hear from you. Do you think Yandy made the right decision by walking away? Do you believe Tamar's actions were justified? Or did things go too far? And what about Mendeecees? Is he a victim of the media or the author of his own downfall? Share your thoughts in the comments below because we read everything you write. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the latest celebrity chaos, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. News stories, shocking twists, and behind-the-scenes drama are always on the way, and trust us, the next one is going to be even wilder. Stay tuned, stay curious, and as always, keep watching. Keep watching.